Welcome to Joe's Bench 506. I have on the bench a Sansui au101 on the bench because badly it needs to be serviced. It is a really nice small amp. I don't believe it's pushing 20 watts per channel, but it's really nice. I like the black front plate on it is really nice. What we're going to do with this is I'm going to plug this in on through the dim bulb and see what issues we can find. Okay, maybe it'll get you guys closer. I'll put some lights on. And I've got it through the dim bulb. I'll power this on. I do have the scope hooked up on this with the speakers. If I'm hearing anything weird. I'm hearing a buzzing sound. The buzzing sound is there. I'm not sure what that means. I believe it's coming from the left side. I don't hear it from the right. A little bit on the right. Okay. So the left channels, I don't know. As far as this is powered on, it charges up with the capacitor, it calms right down. I'm barely using any voltage on this. This is the power supply, seems to be working the very best. I don't think I have any DC voltage on my speaker terminal. I don't see it on my scope. But let's check it just to double check. Nope. No DC voltage. And the buzzing sound is heard on the selector switch, on all of the selector switch that I'm picking up. I got phono, auxiliary, and I have a mic, so the noise is still there. Kind of sound like there's a ground missing on here, but anyways, we'll check it out. Okay, so we're going to open this up and get right to work with this. Okay, you guys are ready? Let's do it. Power this off. Okay, I'll show you guys from close. This is the Sansui au101. Not much to it, is there? A really small transformer. Check out my outputs. The front plate. I like the front plate. Sansui always had a nice black front plate, which is nice. This is what I mean by these buttons. They're loose on the inside, like this one as well. I think they're all like that. No, this one isn't. This one is good, and then this one is. Well, they're kind of all loose. Here, let's check this out. I'm going to power this back on. Okay. Right now, I'm not seeing much. Not too many capacitors, there's only a couple of capacitors. I do see something though. Okay, yeah, I'll show you guys. I'm going to bring you closer. This capacitor here is truly leaking. Right here, right? Yeah, this cap is done. If you compare, like this amp is divided in two like this, say, like you have the left side and then you'd have the right side here. It's almost identical. You know, you have a blue cap there, there's a blue cap here. If you check around, all these caps are all matching on the left and the right. And this would be the matching capacitor for this leaky one. This one seems to be really good. But if you check this one, I bet you the guts has leaked right out of this capacitor, and I bet you any money it's rusted out one of the legs, and we're probably not connected to the ground with this. That could be the issue. Okay. So I've taken, and I've got the schematic. The schematic is not really, quality-wise, it's not that great. I'll take you down to, this would be the circuit board, but you can hardly see anything on this. The quality is not that great. This is not bad though, and I believe this capacitor is C803. That would be the capacitor that I believe has an issue with the capacitor wizard. This is the capacitor here. Okay, it's right here. Right around this area. Right there. This is the cap. This is what a good capacitor should look like. And here is the capacitor. This and this is the cap. See this? This capacitor, 20 bucks, that the legs are rusted right out of it. We're going to take that out of there. Actually, why don't I do a test? Here is a 47 microfarad at 50 volts. I'm going to fire up my iron. We'll just do a test. I'm just going to tack this on there. I just tacked it on. I just want to see if that's my whole buzzing issue, since that capacitor is no good. Look, if that's going to eliminate my buzzing sound that I had on this, so I'm going to power this on. Okay, the speakers are on, and let's listen to this. See if the buzzing is gone. I don't hear any more buzzing. So the issue is capacitor. This capacitor right there, the gut has leaked out of it and probably rusted. The legs didn't have any filter. This 47 capacitor filters out the noise onto ground, and I didn't have a connection, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to take this out again. I'll power this off. I'll untack one of the legs. There, one leg is out. Let's see if the noise is there. And there's the noise. You guys can hear that noise, eh? So the whole issue with the noise is, see, the noise is gone as soon as I reconnect that capacitor onto that, eh? So I am going to take this capacitor out. There, it's out. There's the noise again. here. So I'm going to unsolder that capacitor. This is where the capacitor is. Let's show you this capacitor. And there it is. You see it? One leg was completely out of this capacitor. Sound, and there's the leaked out of it. Made a big mess. I'm gonna clean that off a little bit. So make sure you've got the polarization correct. Okay, negative is towards there. So I'll probably gonna replace this one as well. This is the same as on the left channel, but I don't want to replace them too fast, too quick, because there is something that I do want to check. It's always good that you can prove yourself, you know. Let's solder this in. Okay, I've changed that capacitor and the buzzing sound is gone. I want to see if I get any sound coming out of this both channel. So let's do a test. Hardly anything. Faded sound on the right. So the right channel is working. The left channel is not working. But I really need to clean these pots. These are so dirty. And I'm thinking maybe by cleaning those pots, I'm going to eliminate, or I'll get closer to what I want it to be. So I'm going to shut this off, power everything off on this. I don't have a short, so I know the output transistors are all working. It's just these pots are really hard to turn, and I know they're extremely dirty. It needs to be cleaned. I'm voting to go and clean these switches and pots, and we're going to do that right now. I've put it all back together. Now I'm ready to test this and see kind of sound is going to come out of this. The issue that we were having with this was we had practically no sound coming out of it, and then I replaced some capacitors on the power amp section, and then I realized that these potentiometers were extremely dirty. Very low sound on the speakers, so I went about and I cleaned all these pots. Okay, I give them a really good cleaning. Now I want to see if this is actually helped out or not. Okay, so this has a frequency of 1,000 hertz going through my auxiliary and through speakers and scope. We'll be able to see this. Okay, so I'm gonna use a regular outlet. I don't need the dim bulb because I know this thing is working okay now. Okay, so regular outlet, and we're ready to test this out. Okay, you ready? Let's do it. There's the unit here, and you'll be able to see this on my scope. So power this on, and there's my scope is ready. Just gonna show you, I do have a frequency going through here. Okay, but let's crank the volume and see what we're getting. Okay, I'm getting a right channel. I'm getting some on the left, but it's very weak. Okay, so we still have an issue with this. Here, I'll shut off the right channel because I know I have a right channel, and I'm going to bring this down to 1 volts per division, and we'll check why is it. See, I do have some voltage, some sound coming out of the left, but it's very weak compared to the right side. Okay, so we are still having an issue with this, so let's back off from this. Check out some of these capacitors on this board. That's a good cap. This one is a cap. Here's another big one. But when I check over on the left side, here is a capacitor that is not even measuring anything. I'm pretty sure you guys can see this, and this would actually be for the left side. I'm gonna power this on. And again, and that capacitor is a 1 microfarad at 50 volts. I'll just back this off here for a minute, and I'll put this on DC voltage. There's about 16 volts there. If I measure, here's a 16 volts, and over on the other side is 3.8 volts. This one here has 0. Knowing perfectly well that there's no, if this capacitor is open, it would certainly affect the result of what I'm seeing right now. So knowing that this side is the negative, I'm going to slap this capacitor and see. You see my channel come back? I take it off, the channel goes away. I put it back on, the channel comes back, you see it? So by replacing that capacitor, my channel is going to come back. So let's do that. We'll replace that capacitor, and we'll go from there. We'll shut this off. We'll take the capacitor right out of there. And there's the capacitor. You see it? Here's the capacitor, 1 microfarad at 50 volt. And this is working. Let's measure this. This capacitor is open. So obviously there was no current going through here, isolating my left channel completely. Oh yeah. Okay guys, we're ready to power this on. Power this on. And there is both my channels. You can see them. They're nice and equal now. So pretty excited about that. And it is hard to believe, isn't it, that one little capacitor, you know, this size could affect the channel, and it does. I proved it to you that that was the 1 microfarad at 50 volts. So we've replaced that, and now the left channel is back. We'll be able to put this back together, and but at least both of the channels are working now. And this is the capacitor that was giving me a hard time. But anyways, all in all, I had to change a couple of capacitors on here. I've cleaned all these pots here. They were extremely dirty, and the issue with the left channel has been corrected by changing that capacitor. And now 8 ohm load, and here we go, power up. There, we'll bring it up to halfway. And there's halfway, and I have it at 1.4 volts RMS, and let's go crank it all the way up. There is a bit of distortion there, so I'll have to kick this back. And I am clocking this at 9 RMS, so we'll add that up for you guys. This is not a very powerful amp. I'm thinking the sound of the Sansui really is nice. So I'm ready to power this off, and I'll put the top back on, and this will be the end of this video. If you like the video, thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it.